Shout out to TLP Sports Club, baby. Shout out BWB. BWB. Bandwagon Buffs. BWB, baby. Shout out to Bandwagon Buffs. Shout out to TLP Sports, man. Let's go.
TLP Sports, man.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can cop your BWB merch and rep the most educated, well-informed, and least delusional fan base there is in all, and not me, all of college football. Don't buy the hype. Buy BWB, Bandwagon Buffs. But family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. All right, guys, so I want to talk to you about the UNC coach, Mack Brown. So Mack Brown has some insight about the Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders. He said some pretty interesting things that I want to highlight. So let's go ahead and go to the article now. This one is coming from 247sports.com. I'm going to get to the article and then I'll come back for my commentary. A lot of you guys like the commentary, so please make sure to come back for the commentary. Let's go. UNC coach Mack Brown offers insight into Colorado rebuild under Deion Sanders. This article was written by Raymond Lucas Jr. He is a junior just like I am. Raymond Lucas Jr. says, North Carolina head coach Mack Brown spent 33 seasons as the head coach in college football. The sport underwent multiple evolutions in that time. His advice to young coaches in the modern era is to fix things instead of gripe about everything. He pointed out Colorado coach Deion Sanders as someone that used that approach. I think the advice I would give to anybody, because I don't need to give Deion advice. He's a Hall of Famer as a pro football player, a great player in college, Brown said during ACC media days. I coached against him, so I know how good he was, and he did such a great job at Jackson State. I think the thing I would tell anybody is do what you know is the right thing to do. Treat players right, show integrity in the game, and be positive. We've got so many negative things in our world right now. I'm one of those guys who likes to be positive about everything. What up, guys? I'm interrupting this video to ask you for your assistance to get to those very first two games. The first game is versus TCU, which is in Texas. Second game is against Nebraska, which is in Boulder. I'll be doing street interviews and stadium interviews. If you would like to assist me, my Cash App for those who are just listening on audio and podcast is $TLP Sports Club. I really want to thank you for your consideration to help me get to those very first two games, to bring you that fire content. All right, guys, let's get back to the video. Be realistic and understand what we got to get done, but don't sit around and gripe about everything. Fix it. And Deion seems to be one of those type of guys. I'm going to say that again. And Deion seems to be one of those types of guys. That is exactly what he's saying Coach Prime Deion Sanders is. Okay? Get it right. Get your head right. The Buffaloes went 1-11 last season while Sanders coached at Jackson State. Fast forward to present day and only 10 scholarship players remain from that Pac-12 bottom dweller. The transfer portal along with NIL can be a blessing and a curse. Brown detailed the challenges of being a coach ahead of the 2023 campaign. This is an OG right here, okay? This is somebody that gets it, and I want us to pay attention to what he has to say right here. When I read it, I was like, okay, this is one of the biggest reasons why I think I need to do this video, because what he says in this thing right here, okay? Not that he's giving Deion kudos or anything like that. Who cares, all right? Coach Prime is Coach Prime. But here we go. Pay attention to this part. I think when people ask me after 5 years out, what was the biggest change when I got back? The biggest change was early signing day, because you're having official visits now in the spring and guys are committing. And in the past, if you think about it, we'd have guys come unofficial to a couple of games, and then we had January to have official visits, and then they will all sign in February. Brown said, that's now all happening. We're recruiting guys from the class of 2026. I'll break that down, guys, in the commentary. Just stay tuned. Everything is just speed up. Then you add NIL, which is a great thing in so many ways. This is coming from the 33-year-old OG. Then you add NIL, which is a great thing in so many ways, all right? Coming from an OG who's been doing it a very long time. Not somebody like Pat Narduzzi. So anyway, we talk about the negative all the time, but these guys have a better situation right now than any athletes have ever had had because they do have a chance to make some money, which none have done in the past. But you add that and transfer portal and the collision of the two and tampering, those are things that make it more difficult to be a head coach. All right, guys, we're going to break that down in a moment. Brown and the Tar Heels open 2023 against South Carolina on September the 2nd at Bank of America Stadium. Did he mean to say Bank of America Stadium, or is there actually a Bank of America Stadium? All right, guys, let me know in the comments. Sanders makes his Colorado debut early in the day against TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. I hope to be at that game with your support, guys. All right, so let's break this down a little bit, what Coach Mack had to say. Now, he's advising every coach to do what they know is right to do. First of all, it comes down to your team. Do what's right for your team, because I believe it was Tim Brewster, Coach Brewster, that said we did exactly what was good for Colorado football. Nobody's breaking the rules here. Obviously, in everything, there are unwritten rules. Everybody wants to play within the rules, but there are unwritten rules that everybody wants to talk about. Don't cross this line, don't do this, even though it's within the rules. I don't know how that works. I think for the most part, anything that's within the rules of college football, you should be able to do, but then there are those unwritten rules where coaches and everybody else just try to hold you to those unwritten rules. At the end of the day, I think you have to do what's best for your school. A coach at one school cannot listen to what another coach at another school does. You may have more money. Some coaches are walking into better situations than other coaches are. So if I walk into a situation where all of these students are not in the mindset of winning, then I'm not going to come and start listening to somebody like Pat Narduzzi and just play. I'm not going to touch nobody. I'm going to give you the opportunity to make me look bad. I'm not doing that. If I tell you to run and you don't want to run because you're a lazy player, I'm getting rid of you. Are you serious right now? I'm a Coach Prime. I'm a natural winner. I know the formula of winning, what it takes to win, the mindset, the attitude that the student players have to have in order for us to win. I know exactly what I need to do, the people I need to arm myself or put around myself in order for us to win. And then I'm looking into the eyes of the player that has to go on that field and execute what I know, and I can look into their eyes and tell you this kid doesn't have it. But because of Pat Narduzzi or other detracting coaches, because of their unwritten rules, I have to let that kid stay on my team and make me look bad. That's not going to happen not on any given Saturday. Never happening. You're gone. Not every kid is of the same mindset. You need dogs to win at the Power 5 level. I'm not giving you a license to keep talking about me, to keep talking poorly about me. You're going to keep writing stuff. These kids stunk. These kids are no good. You're writing that stuff. You're saying all of these things because of your unwritten rules or because of your morals of a coach and what old school coaches are supposed to do. I have to sit back and say, you know what? I think Pat Narduzzi is right. I think XYZ cowardly coach is correct. I should just wait my turn, let these kids make me look bad, and then eventually we're going to get it right. Nah, that's not how it works. Don't pass go. Don't collect 200. Not today. Not today. It's not happening. It's not happening. Stop playing with me. You out of here, man. Do what's right for your team. If you are a young coach, do what's right for your school. Do it within the rules. You got to do it within the rules. Obviously, if you're poaching, if you're talking to guys when you're not supposed to talk to them before they hit that transfer portal, then you're just not doing the right thing. But we already know that Coach Prime does the right thing because he's not just looking at his pockets or he's not just answering to people in the media. Coach Prime is a Christian man. Coach Prime is answering to a higher power. So at the end of the day, when he goes to sleep, when he lays his head down on that pillow, he knows who he has to answer to. And when God is blessing you and you're doing stuff behind closed doors that's going to question your integrity at the end of the day because nobody's watching or because nobody can tell what you're doing, Coach Prime's integrity is intact because he knows that God is always watching. You may be a detractor. You may not see that. You're not a Christian. You don't understand Christian things, but that's what Christians have to deal with. What is going to happen when nobody's watching? What are you doing when nobody's watching? That's called integrity. When the cameras are off, what are you doing? And then he puts the cameras on for you to see it. The guy is showing you a lot more than other coaches dare to show. I think it was either Matt Reeves or somebody who said that Bucky had a video where he said he can't show certain things because coaches are complaining to the NCAA about some of the things that he's showing. They can't keep up. They can't compete. They'd rather complain. I think that's what Coach Mack is talking about. If you're complaining, then fix it. If you want to fix it, then you got to fix it. He said stay positive. We know in the days of Pat Narduzzi, Matt Don't Rule Jack from Nebraska, and other cowardly coaches who don't want to put their names on the record, we know that it's easier to complain. When you complain about Coach Prime, it makes the changes that you want to come quicker. Because obviously after he complained and after Matt Rule said something, all of a sudden the NCAA wants to shorten the window window for recruiting. Changes can come when you complain. These rules were not put in place by Coach Prime and other coaches. They're just using the rule better than some of these coaches are, and these coaches don't like it. I guarantee you, the NCAA is going to have a social media rule by next year. I'm not sure if you heard it here first, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to be making a video about how much access each team is going to have when it comes to having cameras in the locker room or having cameras around the school. That's coming. Mark my words. This is TLP Sports Club. Mark my words. I'm Harry B. The NCAA is making a rule, is talking behind closed doors right now. They're coming up with rules right now to limit the access that each team has either during preseason, doing fall camp, and doing all of these camps that they have, how much access you can have within the locker room and how much you can show. Because these other coaches are complaining. They're going to the NCAA and they are complaining. They don't want the cameras in the locker room and they're making their case. All right, they're saying, listen, man, if we put the cameras in there, it's giving up too much. We're diluting our game. We're doing X, Y, and Z. They're saying a whole lot. So mark my words as I'm talking right now. This is Monday, July 31st. I don't know what time this video is going to come out. All right. At 1 p.m. I'm recording. Companies like Reach the People Media, companies like Well Off Media, I guarantee you will have limited access real soon. That's coming. Like Coach Brown said, fix it. Stop complaining, fix it. So they're going to fix that for sure. I think it has a lot more to do with control over the players than anything else. If you think about it, because now the kids have the opportunity to build their own audiences and to go after their own NIL deals. So if that's happening, you don't have that much control. The kids can do that themselves. Coaches want to shut everything down. They don't want to show or expose their players to the media that much. So instead of just saying, well, let Deion Sanders do his thing, it's easier to just shut it all down. I guarantee you it's coming. The days of us having access to the Colorado Buffaloes locker room, seeing everything, I think those days are numbered. It's going to come down like a ton of bricks. Okay, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. I hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button to help this channel grow. That's all I do here. I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club.